In the early 1970s, a European diplomat returns from an East Asian mission with a warning. He argues that if this nation ever accesses modern industrial technology, its sheer energy will make it unstoppable. At the time, China is a closed, impoverished nation, largely frozen in an ideological experiment that has left it without modern infrastructure or running water for most of its citizens. The economic baseline reflects this isolation. In 1973, China's GDP is $140 billion, less than 2% of the world's total wealth. However, French observer Alain Peyrefitte looks past the poverty. He sees a disciplined workforce and an intense collective energy, a civilizational spring ready to uncoil. Peyrefitte's prophecy is specific. He tells European leaders that if they ever give this population the tools of modern engineering, they will be unable to compete with the result. Europe pursues a different strategy. It views China primarily as a massive new market. To gain access to it, European companies agree to joint ventures, training local engineers and sharing blueprints of their most advanced industrial processes. This transfer of technology for market access provided immediate profits, but it also provided the exact knowledge required to replicate Europe's industrial core. 50 years after that 1973 baseline, the transformation of Shanghai today serves as the physical proof of that warning. By 2024, the $140 billion economy, Peyrefitte observed, has grown to $18,740 billion. That wealth multiplied by 134 in just half a century, making it the most rapid economic expansion in history. Wang Chuanfu, the founder of BYD, personifies this shift. He famously described the modern electric vehicle as nothing more than a mobile phone with legs. By 2025, his company is producing 4.6 million new energy vehicles a year. That production scale generates roughly $107 billion in annual revenue for the company. To maintain this incredible pace, BYD's R&D department files an average of 32 new patents every single day. The mechanism behind this growth is the joint venture. After decades of learning European engineering, Chinese firms are now designing the platforms. Volkswagen's latest EV architecture is being developed in its Hefei Technology Center, the largest outside Germany. The roles have reversed. Innovators who once exported their knowledge to the East are now importing the designs they need to remain relevant. While electric cars are the most visible product of this awakening, they are built on a foundation of raw materials that Europe no longer controls. China currently manages the extraction of 86% of the world's rare earth elements. The true bottleneck is in the processing. China refines 91% of these materials and manufactures 94% of the permanent magnets used in electric motors and wind turbines. This structural control has created a direct financial drain on the European economy. This chart tracks the EU's trade balance by partner country. It shows a record deficit with China that peaked at €397 billion in 2022 and remains severe at $305 billion in 2024. Belgium, once an industrial pioneer, reflects this crisis on a smaller scale. In 2024, its trade deficit with China alone reached €24.2 billion. In European ports, the flow of goods has fundamentally flipped. These hubs once sent machines to the rest of the world. Today, they import Chinese machinery and batteries while exporting chemical molecules. Peyrefitte's final book on the subject was titled, "China Has Awoken." The trade data suggests he was right. Europe spent the last 50 years financing and building the massive industrial machine that now dictates its very survival.